When I graduated from high school, I had no intentions of becoming a soldier. But I had a friend who joined the Army Reserve, and she brought me along. I was 2 years into college and did not have money for college. My family didn't have money to send me to college, so the Army Reserve has provided that for me. And I worked full-time, was a soldier, so part-time there, and then also went to school part-time. And it took me a little longer to get my degree than most of my friends, but when I graduated with no student loans, no debt hanging on me. I was able to, really one of the proudest things that I've done is being able to graduate with no student loans, and it's because of my work in the Army Reserve. I actually started out as a medical equipment repair specialist and spent quite a few years doing that, but it wasn't a true passion for me. From there, I moved over into human resources, which closely aligns with what I do on the civilian side, and then into the Army Reserve Career Counselor position. And I do feel like it's the best job in the Army, simply because you get to help soldiers every day. I feel like the interactions that I have with soldiers, telling them about the Army Reserve benefits, seeing them grow, whether they go into a warrant officer position or go to a direct commission and become an officer, or just re-enlisting and continuing their career, I get to see the good stuff. And that's what really motivates me. As long as I'm enjoying the job that I'm in, I want to stay in as long as I can. And it's already hard to believe that I just crossed over 27 years. As long as I am putting forth the effort and can give to the Army Reserve, I want to stay Army Reserve. So as a command career counselor, I am the retention advisor to the general of my command at the Innovation Command. I ensure that the retention programs are in place and working, that we're sponsoring our new soldiers coming in so that they are acclimated quickly to the unit, and also giving them advice on things like going from enlisted to officer, just making sure that our enlisted folks know all of the benefits of the Army Reserve and are taking advantage of that. And though I don't run all of those programs, I make sure that they're linked with the right resources so that they're able to use them, because there are a plethora of benefits within the Army Reserve. The retention programs in the Army Reserve, as well as at the 75th, ensuring that we follow several different pieces. The biggest, I think, and the most important is getting new soldiers off on the right foot, and that's with our Army sponsorship program, making sure that they are meeting everybody in the family, in the unit, so that they have longevity and knowing where to go to the right resources. So ensuring that that program runs correctly is the first key to soldiers being comfortable in the new unit they go into and being productive after that. Another large piece that we work on is ensuring that we have duty-appointed retention NCOs. And those are soldiers that take on additional duties of making sure that their battle buddy to the left and right know about the Army Reserve benefits, that as they become, especially enlisted, become closer to their end of time in service, that they are linked up with an Army Reserve career counselor to re-enlist. And if part of their decision in their career is to go warrant officer, maybe an officer as a direct commission, that they're also linked up with the right person to help them with that stage. I think the biggest benefit that our Army Reserve soldiers take advantage of is the education benefits that we have. There's Montgomery GI Bill, but there's also Army Ignited that helps with assistance in the tuition of college. There's a program for officers, especially enlisted, they're looking to go officer with the Minuteman Scholarship. There's just a lot of different pieces out there to utilize. And there's a huge benefit, especially for our enlisted soldiers that learn trades with their MOS. Skills that they can actually take straight from the Army and move on into civilian jobs that are very successful civilian jobs. So it's hard sometimes to put a price tag on that, but it's great hands-on experience that they probably wouldn't even receive if they were going to a college or university. So there's a lot of experiences that I've had over the years in being a reserve soldier. And probably one of the greatest things that I've taken away, and one of the things that keeps me going, is the soldiers that I've met. Every time that I've changed units and I've gone somewhere new, I've kind of broken through and had to learn new things and meet new people. But I've built such a huge network that it's totally worth it. And it's so interesting to meet people in the Army Reserve that what they do on the military side is nothing like what they do on the civilian side. And you get to meet really well-rounded, robust individuals that you learn so much from. And I think about probably one of the best memories I have is actually being at the Army 10 miler. And at the end, my friends and I, that were all reserve soldiers, went for lunch, and one of them said, "Hey, you know what we should do next?" And I think we were on an adrenaline rush at the time. And the next thing out of her mouth was, "We should totally do the Bataan Memorial Death March." And none of us had heard of it. But we had just finished 10 miles, so what's another 16.2? And we all said, okay, let's do it, we're gonna do this. And the following March, we went to White Sands Missile Range and completed the Bataan Memorial Death March. And it was a truly moving experience to hear World War II veterans answer a roll call. And to think of those that have gone before us and forged a path. And to know that we too are forging that path. We're part of the story. Even as a reserve soldier, we are a very important part of that story. As a female soldier in the Army Reserve, we are a minority. I am a minority. But I have met some of the most successful leaders and female soldiers in the Army Reserve. And many of them I'm very happy to call my friends. Their ability to lead and lead with compassion is something that I have taken and used in the civilian sector. I feel like it's made me be a stronger leader by having strong female soldiers around me that are strong leaders. If I could go back and talk to my 18-year-old self, I would tell her, don't be scared. The Army Reserve really does have so much to offer. Just because you don't have any family members that have ever served doesn't mean that you can't do it. The Army always sets you up for success. So your path in the Army will be set with success. And so any soldier that's looking to join today, any new soldier coming in, I would give them that same advice. Don't be scared. You are set up for success. You will find success. I hate to use the term, but it's too easy. You come in, you put forth the effort, and you will be successful.